Okay, stop complimenting people by saying, you don't even look your age. Don't do that.
I have complimented older individuals and be like, you look good for your age. You look like you're 30 when you really look 60, but...
I had a pager, sure, yeah, I am.
Pager? Okay, the pager thing threw me off. What's a pager? Like, what is that? I've never heard of that before. Oh my days, this thing looks like a calculator. How? That thing receives messages? Welcome back to the channel, guys. Your fellow Gen Z Brit with a very curious mind, and today I'm going to be checking out how babies were raised in the 1970s, as well as telling a woman that they don't look their age isn't a compliment. At least that's what I think she's going to be going over in this segment. It says in the description, I'm just reading off of. I haven't seen this before. This is my first time checking out Jen Kirkman, but you know me, my curious mind. I'm very curious to see all the little nuances and, you know, the things that were going on, and maybe I'll find out something new today. But guys, of course, if you love what I'm doing in this channel, you know what to do. If you haven't already subscribed, like some of you that watch me who've seen me before haven't subscribed, which is crazy to me. But and of course, don't forget to like these videos, especially so it gets pushing the algorithm, and it lets me know that you guys want to see more of this type of content. And of course, guys, if you like to support the channel, if you love my content as well, then ways you can do so will be linked in the description to my PayPal where you can donate, as is my Patreon, where I'm going to put some stuff on the screen that you can check out, to things that I've done. One of the recent ones being me reacting to Sid and Marty Krofft intros for the very first time, some 1970s commercials. That was crazy. But guys, look, with that being said, let's get straight into this video. Let's go.
But she gave me this really cool thing, and it is as old as I am. It is 42 years old. It is the piece of paper they gave her when she left the hospital with me when I was a little baby. I know, okay. So cute. I was 7.5 pounds when I was born. So thin.
The way she said that was funny.
Now I am 42 years old, and I've been over this.
Real quick. I feel she's talking about how when she was a kid, so like this is what they gave her mum for, I guess, advice for her kid. I'm not even sure how these things work, to be honest.
It is as old as I am. It is 42 years old. It is the piece of paper they gave her when she left the hospital with me when I was a little baby. I know, so cute. I was 7.5 pounds when I was born. So thin. Now I am 42 years old, and I've been over this before. You know, we talk about complimenting women and men too, telling people they look young. It's a scary thing. Do not do this to people, okay? Stop complimenting people by saying, you don't even look your age. Wow. Don't do that. I don't like when young women in their 20s are like, oh my God, I thought you were totally my age. That's not a compliment. I've been in my 20s. I don't want to look like I have 4 roommates and shitty towels, okay? I don't want to look like that. So, thank you.
Do you know what I thought she was gonna say, in the sense that, like, because I sometimes I have complimented older individuals and be like, you look good for your age. You look like you're 30 when you really look 60. But if you guys don't like those kinds of compliments, then maybe I should start telling me and my Gen Zers to chill with those ones, because it actually doesn't go as far as you think it does. But let's continue, man.
I've been in my 20s. I don't want to look like I have 4 roommates and shitty towels, okay? I don't want to look like that. So, thank you.
She's got a point.
And I'm the only one I know that loves being called ma'am. I love it. Whenever someone goes, here's your change, ma'am, I'm like, you noticed, thank you, yeah. Wow. I have had a really rich and storied life, yeah. No, I've got time to tell you. I had a pager, sure, yeah. I was a cashier before scan technology made change in my head. And nice. I was around when Bruce Willis thought he should record an R&B album, so yeah. Survivor, seen a lot. Thanks.
Okay, the pager thing threw me off. What's a pager? Like, what is that? I've never heard of that before. Wait, let me just search. What is a pager? A small portable device that receives and displays short messages or alerts. So like a phone? It's like how you get text messages. How does that even work? Let me look at some images. Oh my days, this thing looks like a calculator. Fair enough, do you know what? Fair enough, okay, if that's what you... Let me know what it was like using a pager, man. That thing looks like my calculator, my Casio calculator I use in maths, man. I don't like the look of that. It looks so ancient. Another thing as well, scan technology wasn't a thing. Like, even I remember when I worked my first job in Starbucks, having to count cash. It's just long, man. Like, just where's my calculator when I need one? Yeah, let me just double check who Bruce was. Have I came across him before? Because I've got a music channel. Oh, so okay, I recognize his face. I feel like I've seen his face before, but I didn't know he started to tap into music. But it's probably terrible.
And technology made change in my head. And I was around when Bruce Willis thought he should record an
joking.
R&B album. So yeah, Survivor, seen a lot. Thanks.
Yes.
Anyway, so my mom gives me this. This is all they gave you in the 70s when you had a child, a living thing that you had to take care of. Just not even 8 by 10. Just here you go. Bye.
Really?
This I found very strange. It says, friends and relatives. These people are interested in your baby. Oh, thank you.
What people?
And they want to hold and hug him. Oh, they didn't have girls in the 70s. We must caution you to keep visitors.
That's funny. Do you know what I find that joke even more funny now though? Because like she's talking about how they only had boys back then. Yeah. Nowadays, some parents are like, you know, they don't want to assign their kid a gender. Like they want to kind of have it grow up being gender neutral so that it can choose what gender it wants to be as it. Like I'm not even gonna get into all of that, but that's just showing the times are changing, man. Like that's a change.
Oh, they didn't have girls in the 70s. We must caution you to keep visitors away from your baby. The newborn baby is best kept as much to himself as possible. Which is so different than now I go to my friends' houses. They're like, look at the baby, swaddle the baby. You can breastfeed the baby, it's fine, you know. But in the 70s, it's just like, Joyce, didn't you have a baby? Yeah, 3 months ago. Well, where is he? He's in the other room. Yeah, we haven't taken him out yet. You know, they say, the doctor says, too much looking and touching and fussing, it can lead to a sense of well-being. So we don't want that. We're just gonna, don't look at him. But
That's actually different.
so this is my favorite part. We might have to go over it twice if there's any confusion. It explains crying. Why does
You know
baby
what's
cry?
interesting about that? So it's like, you know, parents were encouraged to have their babies who would have grown up during this time to kind of be on their own, is from what she's saying, which is interesting because I've heard, you know, as a lot of Gen Xers grew up, they were very much independent and they kind of just were left to do their own thing, kind of raised like, you know, young adults when they were young, which is literally the opposite to how it is now. So even from, you can see from what it looks like, from like as soon as you're a baby, you already kind of getting left by yourself to some capacity. But that's interesting, man. It's like things are like literally the other way around now. Like it's crazy.
We're just gonna, don't look at him. But so this is my favorite part. We might have to go over it twice if there's any confusion. It explains crying. Why does a baby cry? Well, he's too hot, he's too hungry, he's too thirsty. We got it.
Okay.
Here's one. If it is less than 3 hours from the feeding, check to make sure there are no pins sticking in him. And change him.
Okay.
So we'll explain for anyone very young. Velcro, although invented in the 40s, was something they didn't put on diapers. Well, actually, I don't know if they didn't put it on diapers. See, we didn't have Velcro diapers in the 70s in my house. So whenever we didn't have something in our house, we were told it wasn't invented yet. So I'd be like, can we get a microwave? My parents were like, they're not invented yet. I'm like, oh my God, I must be so genius. Like, how did I know that was... But we did not have Velcro diapers. So back then, you'd wear a cloth diaper, and then they would put safety pins to keep it on.
What?
So that's fine. Make sure no pins are sticking in them.
Oh,
But why must you wait
different.
3 hours? Can't you
Right.
can't you feed the baby, put him down in the other room where no friends or family can see him? And if 5 minutes goes by, can you check and see if there's no pins in him?
Right.
And if there aren't, then go, well, I guess he's gonna cry for a while. But no, this says 3 hours.
Yeah,
You could see a movie in 3 hours, okay? But you don't have a VCR back then, so you have to go to a movie, and you can come all the way back and still have 15 minutes left before you have to check on your kid, you know? Should we go check on him? It says 3 hours. We don't want to be smothering. You're right, we got 15. Make me a drink, then we'll go in.
Well, and this... Wow, that was a bit, man. That one was a short and sweet, and it's very clear as day to see that things were literally the opposite now. You know, I feel like I don't have kids, and I haven't seen that process, nor have I been like I don't have a big family as well, so it's not like I'm hearing about what really goes on with kids and stuff and what they do now. But from what I'm aware, obviously you have so much like resources and books that you're given. You got all of these kind of classes that you can, you know, sign up for to help the baby's development. It's very much like, you know, you've got to be hands-on with a baby and know that baby. So to hear that it was the almost complete opposite from young, like when in like the 1970s, that is not surprising to me considering what I've heard from previous videos that I've done going back into the past. But to be honest, it's actually on brand. And you know what? I wonder how much that would have, like that kind of teaching would have affected kids growing up from that young age. I mean, because from what I'm aware, you know, when you're young, that's when your brain is still forming, and especially when you're a child, that can have longer lasting effects in the future. At least that's what psychology says nowadays, from what I'm aware. So from back then, I wonder if any of you, I wonder how you guys look at that kind of upbringing, and do any of you guys think it affected you, you know, kind of having that, let's say if you knew this is how you was raised as a child, and then even having that kind of independent lifestyle, how do you think that affected you now? Because today it's literally the complete opposite. And even when you're growing up, like even me as a Gen Zer, it's rare you're gonna like to hear a child is going out a lot and they don't really come home often, and you know their parents don't really want them in the house. Like you're gonna think that that child's been neglected or their parents don't love them. Like it's the complete opposite. Whereas back then, that was, you know, they wanted you to have freedom, they wanted you to figure things out by yourself. So it's crazy, like it's literally like we've done a 180. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought about this video. Let me know what you guys thought about some of the things I had to say as well. And if you made it to this point, don't forget to comment down a blue heart so I know who my real ones are, or hashtag flex. And for those of you guys that are still struggling with emojis, like the video before you head on out. And of course guys, like I've been JayFlex. Flex. This has been raising kids in the 1970s. And for those of you guys who made it to this point, you guys have been absolutely wonderful, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.